This content is being sent to the third party, it says. Hello.
Hello, everybody. What's up, family? From
What's
all over
up?
the world.
Hello, Mr.
So good,
Eric.
everyone. Hey, Peter, what's up, bro? I'm so excited. You're here, man.
Well, I thought I'd join. I seen the message come through. I just finished practicing golf, so thought I've got half an hour, so I come and say hello to all my beautiful family.
Amazing, brother. It's good to see you. How you been?
Beautiful, man. Yeah, beautiful. Just things are getting ready for the busiest time of my year now. So yeah, everything is beautiful after UPW was really good. Yeah, everything's just going in the right direction. And then I get to
Amazing.
go on a podcast with this guy on Thursday. This guy, I don't know I can't remember his name. I think his name's Eric. Like super stoked for that.
I'm excited to welcome you, brother. It'll be nice to go deep into your story and to really, you're always in such a deep state of service, brother. So I think more people need to know of your magic and your abilities because you're always showing up, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Really do appreciate it. And how are you?
Yeah. I'm super grateful, brother. I'm just, just had an amazing call with Jean from Paris. She's going to be helping a lot with like some of the financial engineering of what we're doing in the project. She's coming to one of our share meetings tomorrow with the lawyers and the M&A
Nice.
advisors. So a lot of amazing wise ladies and men joining to support the collective effort. So I'm very grateful. So speaking of lovely ladies, I'd love to welcome Carolina in Tennessee. And if maybe you ladies would like to uh, share a little bit about yourselves. I always want to say ladies go first. So and I'm sure Peter won't
Oh,
mind.
I know. I don't mind at all.
Hi, I'm driving now, going to pick up my little one in school. So, but I wanted to join for the few minutes I can. Um, and I just wanted to share, I have like a win, I suppose. So today I was invited to be a guest speaker in somebody's program. So it's very excited. I just started working on that. So be very cool. So I was very happy about that. So I just thought I'd share with you guys some good news um,
Amazing.
as well.
So magical. Congratulations. And look, I was just talking about Jin and she showed up. And I love it.
Hello.
This is so magical. Literally was just talking about you and all the help that you're offering and supporting me with. So, and then you show up. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself as well, Jin?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I just like I want to see everybody's face. Hello, everyone. Ronald. Yes, Mark. Hi. Hello. It's nice. Yeah, a lot of you haven't met, but nice to see you. I'm Jane. I'm living in Paris. I'm at home right now. It's quite cold right now. So, I'm not sure like what Eric said about me. Hopefully, it's good. Yeah. Um. Okay. It's good. Yeah. So I have my company in Hong Kong. I run family office. I also help friends and family running their like investment portfolio. So I'm a financial person, but also I work in an energy industry before. I help some energy companies doing their business development. Also, I'm a spiritual person. All my time, most of my times, like I indulge myself into spiritual world, reading, and do the things I love, hanging out with people I like, and having the brainstorm is something I love the most. That's why like we had a call, right? Because that's something interests me, and that's what I only do. I only do things that I think is meaningful and give me motivation and I can empower people, either from the spiritual part, which you can empower them by unleash their giant within, or from the practical part, you help them in a practical 3D way. So that's a little bit about me.
Welcome. We're so happy to have you here.
Namaste.
Carolina, you want to share a little bit about yourself as well? We haven't met you yet, so I'm excited to hear a little bit about you.
Hey, yeah, sure. Sorry, let me check if I have the right microphone. I do. Hey, everyone. So I was introduced to this group by Ronald, who I met 2 weekends ago on the well, I think on the place where a lot of us were. And in Cologne, I was crewing with Tony Robbins as well. I am originally Singaporean, lived in the Netherlands for quite a bit of time, and I'm currently living in Portugal, and about to move, but I'm not yet sure where to. Well, so I'm, you can see that in my name, I'm the Rat Race Recovery Coach, and I support people in moving away from their basically stressful and anxious 9 to 5 and help them recover from all that workplace stress and trauma and build their own business, and, well, basically be free of it completely. I've been doing that for 14 years and going now. And well, that's business, let's say. And then privately, so I'm very much into energy. I was born a psychic medium, and so since very little, I've been very sensitive to all kinds of energy, and also see and hear much more than usual. I live here with my husband and my 3 cats. And what else can I tell you? Well, I think that's about it, sort of.
I love it. I'm always curious whenever we meet like new people, and everybody I invite to think about this. Like, what is it that you need most right now? You know, I think that's such an important question that we forget to ask each other. So I'm curious, is like, if we're here in a community, we always want to serve each other, in that vulnerability of like what our needs are, can always be met because we're interconnecting. So I'm curious, if you want to share, what do you feel like you need most?
Do I have to stay on? Sorry.
Sorry, go on. No.
The minute I unmute myself, you've just got in. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Hello.
What were you gonna say, Jean?
So is he having bad connection? Ça va?
No. I was
Yes.
gonna ask Yves, welcome.
yeah.
It's good to meet you, but I wanted to ask Carolina what her needs are.
Carolina.
Go ahead, Carolina.
Okay. So I guess, so if I look at like the overall picture versus the today picture, so today I already actually had contact with Ronald. I really love the way how Ronald introduces himself to people. And I have been thinking about creating something like, in 3 sentences, exactly what Ronald is about, what he loves to do. And so I've been thinking about creating something like that of my own. So that's my immediate need. What do I need in general? Well, I guess like-minded communities. I'm really I find that so as I move around a lot from country to country, it's I usually I create a very small core group around myself wherever I go. But at the moment that you move, those relationships change because you are accustomed to being close to one another, and so the moment that some I'm very honest. Sometimes the distance also distances the people, right? Which is completely normal. Um, However, it would be amazing to have a community online like we are now. That sort of that moves with me because it doesn't matter where if it's online, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can connect from anywhere.
Look at that. You manifested it already so fast.
Thank
We can't hear you, Eric.
you.
Amazing. I'm curious if Yves and Peter, maybe you guys want to both also introduce yourselves a little bit more deeper, because for anybody that doesn't know you on the call yet, it'd be nice for just anyone. I know Peter, we jammed a little bit. Maybe you want to just share a little insight about yourself for those that may not know you yet, brother, and then Yves, it'd be nice to hear from you as well.
Well, thank you very much for the really welcoming intro. Thank Eric. And thank you everybody else involved. Hi, I'm Peter. Woo! I'm driving right now. I am I am an entrepreneur that runs 14 different businesses. I'm a gap coach or a transformational coach. I have firework businesses. I'm a professional skydiver. Kind of two different, it's a different land. Kind of have been through came through the end of it. I don't know if I broke up then.
Yeah, you broke up really badly there. Maybe now you're back. Yeah.
I thought I did for some reason. Yeah, so I think I'm the same as a lot of people in this community that have been through some quite challenging times in our lives, and then through different communities. And example, Tony Robbins, which again, I'm so grateful to Tony, because if it wasn't for Tony right now, we wouldn't all be speaking, we wouldn't all be together. And I love to think about that kind of connection that he brings to us. I'm a real outgoing, fun-loving person, as Eric would probably like to say, but I have a great heart and serving, as Eric has already said on the beginning of the call. And we will be having a call on Thursday, and then you can get to. I will actually put I did put a bit of my story already into the group about my past life. So yeah, yep. That's kind of me. I have a beautiful wife, by the way. I'm not going to forget about her. I love to play golf on the weekends or whenever I can get a spare minute. I love to speak in communities like this. And the lady before, is it Carolina?
Yes.
Yeah. I want to say that I'm so glad that you understand, and you can see that there is a community out there, a peer group, if you want to call it that can travel with you and is with you permanently when you connect through Zoom, WhatsApp, whichever way we want to connect, because that's kind of where all my peer group is now. That's where all my family is. That's where all my connected family is. And I got to meet Ronald and Eric in Fiji. Eric was at my wedding, actually, which was such a blessing. So that's kind of me. I could revel for hours and hours and end, but I believe it's somebody else's turn.
I love you, bro. Yves, you want to go next, brother?
Yes. So I'm Yves. I'm 57. I have also an amazing wife who was with us at UPW and the past UPW in Birmingham also. And we have a daughter that's almost 4. which is amazing for us. It's at the same time it's a challenge because when we are away like that, we need to find someone to keep her, which is not easy because our parents can't. I'm used to be an engineer. I have an engineer diploma, and I've been engineering for a long time because I guess somehow it was fitting as I finally understood working with someone. My grandfather's wish for my father that my father never fill up. So I took the call. And I was happy being an engineer, except that I was not happy having a boss. And that's what at one point was too uncomfortable for me. So I decided to change and to become a freelance. And then I met someone who told me he was working on freelance also in a network of freelancers in finance. I first was very reluctant about it because I didn't have a good opinion about financial world in general. And then I discovered a world of people who were happy to work, love their customer, love their peers, and I dived into it. And I've been a financial advisor for 12 years now. And I developed a team also. I was very slow at the beginning, but now the team is 120 people. And we are kind of a mix between network marketing and finance advising. That means that I have people that I invited to join us and that I coach to become themselves good financial advisors and also good coach for their team. And our model is quite amazing because really sky is the limits, because we can grow a lot and we can grow as fast as we want because I don't have to finance the growth compared with a company where, well, if you grow too fast, you can actually be in trouble because you have to finance the growth, and if you can't, then you're stuck. And so what Tony and OPWs and I believe the other training that I decide to buy this time will bring me is to break the ceiling that I have in my head. I know my team can grow very fast in my head, but in my heart, it's sometimes more difficult to really feel it. And I never had a peer group except from in our network, which is very good because I'm here to help every person on my team, and I have also above me or before me people who did the work and have more experience and are here to help me. At the same time, I feel now at the points that I am in my growth that this line is called an upline of help is not sufficient enough for what I want to accomplish. That's why I went and get some external help with Tony's events.
Beautiful.
Well,
one thing I just want to...
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry. My apologies, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Just to give few information about myself, I live right now in Grenoble, which is in the Alps, but I'm expecting to go back to the south of France where I was born. I was born in Aix-en-Provence because I want more sun. And I love motorcycle, dirt bike riding, and also I'm a helicopter pilot just for fun. Cool. And voilà, to give you some information about myself.
Beautiful. One thing I just want to thank you so much. One thing I just want to acknowledge, because you were sharing something, and I just want to refine the language there, because you talked about that it's infinite available in your head and there's a limitation in your heart. It's actually the opposite. The infinite ability is in your heart, and your head is telling you something else, right? So just keep that language and paying attention to it, because it's going to give you the ability to attract that level of influence immediately. So thank you for being so vulnerable and open with us, brother. It's amazing to have you.
Thank you for your welcoming and your energy and your benevolence.
Yeah. We're here together, brother. I would love for if Mark and then Ronald and then finally Sigita share, because these guys have been on the calls lots and they're dear friends and brothers. But Mark, maybe you want to go, and then Ronald, and then we can final off with Sigitas, who's been doing this with me since the first day. So.
I'll keep it relatively short and simple. Where I spend my time at currently is busy completing my master's in chemical engineering. That takes some of my time. Working towards what I want my career and such to be. Probably in a chemical company, or that is very large somewhere. That's where I'm looking to get to work at in the near future. Besides that, I am very passionate about TTRPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, and such. In a leading position for a community of that. That's what I'm very passionate about. And something that's also always very fun is, doing activities with this one guy that's going to talk after me. This guy called Ronald. Oh.
By the way, I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you, Mark. But what I really also want to just add is the fact that there's two beautiful felines, cats now also here. I love it. They're so gorgeous.
Eyeing each other.
It's so good.
But that's at most about me and where I spent my time at.
We love you, brother.
Oh yeah. It's the day. I also like to sport, and the sport of my choice currently is volleyball.
Nice. Please go ahead, Ronald.
Hello, everybody. I think I was the one who know everybody in the first when we get on this call. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Sigitas. Peter, I want to make an appointment with you to jump out of a perfect working plane. I put that into the, how do you call it? I made the cantation, and I got a book from somebody who said, well, if you jump out of a plane, we take the next step. So I think I'm going to give that to my wife as a present. So we go together.
I love it.
Tennessee, we met at Keulen, and you're on a great path finding out what your contribution will be in the world. Carolina, thank you very much for your energy and your healing energy. You're a great healer. And Jin, we met at the tower together with Yves. And I'm so happy we met. And I think you will help me with my goal is reaching all the 12-year-olds of the world and teach them about business mastery. The book is ready. It's now in Dutch. So next step is to bring it into English. And then I will bring it to you guys. So it's the Road to Riches. That's it's the title of the Road to Wealth. And on 3 October we have a party to present it to the world. That's why I'm very busy bringing lots of people there. We want to have a room filled with 500 people, probably with some money, because we need money to build this foundation. That's where I'm busy, and I'm still in the flow of Tony Robbins and in the flow of getting to work again, because you have to earn your money also.
Mm.
So that's what I'm managing at the moment. And I'm very happy that my son is here and that you're all here. My brothers, Sigitas, Eric, Peter. I love you all.
And it's growing
Ronald?
every day. More and more people.
Yeah, Ronald, thank you. Love you too. And honored to meet everyone. It's quite a few. As Eric said, I've been on this journey with him on these calls for maybe 4 months, something like that. And we did it daily. Longer already. Okay, so yeah, we've been jamming and growing, or how to say that, expanding, maybe that's the right word. And about me, I collaborate with Eric, and in our organizations we create together as a visionary counselor. And I also entrepreneur in my past. I have a lot of vast experience with life. Also had a helicopter license, not license, the private lesson to fly. License was my dream, but I kind of gave up on that dream. I feel like maybe I will pick it up at some point. That would be cool. And
private license also. It's just for my. It's not a professional license. It's also private.
Yeah, it's fun to drive those vehicles, really. And yeah, what I do is I'm living simple life. I have 2 dogs right here at the moment, and I'm reinforcing everyone who is willing to step into the heart and in the coherence with the brain, and something to create from that inner child passion. And I feel like this is my gift, to tickle the inner child, to play with it, and then bring the best out of the human potential in each of everyone. I'm more working one-on-one, I would say. My energetical abilities kicks in better, like foreseeing what's coming and holding space. That's been what I did a lot on these calls. Reinforce people to step in the true power, literally. Yeah, honor to meet everyone. Thank you.
It's always been so nice to have this group come together, and we actually just Amy and Alex have both just joined. Amy, it's good to see you. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself, and what you're up to in the world? And then Alex, if you want to share your camera later, maybe you can go next. It's nice for everybody to get to know each other. I feel like some of you haven't met before, so I just really wanted to emphasize everyone sharing a little bit about themselves, because that is naturally how we start to then connect and figure out the dots.
Nice. Hi, everybody. Nice to see everybody. I've recently created a nonprofit called Parents Are the Key. And I did that because I had a very interesting relationship with my mother. And she's now 94. And my father was my best friend. And what I learned is our parents teach us everything they know. We balk it, and they teach us that because that's what they were taught. We balk at it our whole lives, just like they did with theirs. And then only for them to get old and to say, "Oh my God, Ma, thank you so much. I'm so sorry." And I worked at the high school. So I raised 2 children without the internet. My oldest didn't get her phone until she was 16. My youngest was totally engulfed in the instant gratification. And I feel like we have a lot of kids that have no idea how to be in a relationship. And a lot of adults, right? We talk with our thumbs. And it's not how it should happen. So what I've learned is giving is the best drug there is. So I own a home in Boston, Massachusetts. That's a 2-family with 4 living spaces because my father was very situational. When someone didn't get along, he built him a place in the house and threw somebody in it. And so now I have a house that's walking distance from Fenway Park and Beth Israel Children's Hospital, Dana-Farber, all of the big hospitals. So I'd like to make a wellness center on the first floor. I'd like to have families from all over the world be able to come to the second floor and have the community support them, either with a meal train or walking their dog or a ride to the hospital or just being in community and helping each other and teaching. So we have a teen center that was supported by the Red Sox. And I was there not too long ago and I said, so how do you get them here? Because I never would have came here. And I grew up here. It isn't a place where I would come. I was too cool, right? And there's a lot of kids in this fast-paced world that just think they're too cool for that stuff. So it's like, how do you get people to their heart so they can slow down and love themselves? Just like missed your first name, but just like you were saying. And we just move so fast. I wanna slow it down. And I feel like giving to other people, especially people in need, makes people slow down. And I just got off a red eye from Phoenix. I went to a Juice Plus conference, and that's a global business that is, I never saw so many happy people. And what they're doing is the business gives gives fruit and vegetables to children age 4 to 24. It's been around for 30 years. So there were literally 22-year-olds on the stage that have been eating this product. It's a clean product. They have their own farms. They freeze dry it right off the farm. That takes all the sugar out. So now diabetics can have these have Juice Plus and get the benefit of fruit without sugar. And these kids have been taking it since they were 4, eating it since they were 4. They're now 22. They can still eat it for free for 2 more years. And they've watched their families thrive, helping other people eat good nutrition. There were 80 and 90-year-olds. There was a woman, 94 years old. She came by herself. She has a business. And she says, maybe next time I come, I might ask for assistance. She's 94. I'm like, are you kidding me? They're thriving in their business of nutrition. It was just beautiful to watch. Families really working together to help other families have the life that they desire. And how I feel about it is I'd like to help people be ready for children and ready for when their families become children and have the time to be with both. Healthily.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What do you need from the community, or what are your needs right now?
I got to figure out how to raise, I would say $2 million, because I have 60 acres up in Maine, and I would love to make that an Ironman training camp. I'd like to, this house here is like a postage stamp. I'm in Boston now. And people here don't know the beauty of nature that we all know, right? And so I'd like to be able to take the people from Maine here that need help and the people from here to Maine and all over the world. My plan is to create a healing space there that has like 10 tiny homes, and healers bring their modality and we just come together and make it big.
This is what life is about coming together. So
yeah, I so agree.
See you, Peter. Are you out of here? See you soon, brother. Take care.
Sorry, technology. I'm not great with technology. I'm so with Amy about the technology thing. I have another call that I must go on. So love you all. See you all soon. God bless. And thank you for entering me into this community.
Thank you.
Love you, brother. See you later.
Soon. Love you, Rose.
Take care, my brother. Alex, do you want to share a little bit about yourself, my bro? I know you are not available on camera yet, but maybe you want to just voice note some stuff about yourself. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can. Give me one second. Hey, guys. I was just preparing some food with my family, so.
No worries.
Yeah, my name is Alex. I'm 24 years old. I'm living in Munich. I got back to Munich today. or like yesterday evening. And it's so beautiful to hear your stories or your missions. That's so nice. I decided yesterday to do the Camino in Portugal from Lisbon to Santiago. So I will do this next month. It's like a calling. I don't know. It's just like getting louder and louder and louder. And now I made the decision to do so.
Nice.
So I'm really excited for this journey that will come up. And yeah, so what I love is, I think, I don't know the name because I haven't had the phone on. But somebody,
Carolina says, just so you know, Carolina says pass through Pardo and she'll have a coffee with you.
yeah, all right.
So,
Amazing. I will text you. I will text you afterwards, and then we don't miss
nice.
this.
Yeah, and let me
Nice.
know if you need any tips, because I'm pretty anything from Lisbon to Porto and until Santiago, I basically know just about everything. There's some amazing trails you can walk.
Yeah.
If you plan to deviate from the Santiago path. I'm not sure if
Amazing.
there's Santiago path. So
Mm,
yes.
yes, thank you. That's so cool. Nice. You see like how these things unfold. It's just like getting louder and louder, and people are just telling me so many stuff that could help me, or offering their help. It's amazing. Yeah. Thank you, Carolina. Carolina. Um, I don't know who shared this, but there was this one guy or man. He said he brings people to the heart, and it's the same thing that I do. And I was just thinking,
That's
okay, let's,
Sagitas. You and
yeah,
Sagitas need to spend time together.
Sigitas. Yes, I was thinking about this one. Let's just create this beautiful heart connection, and just let's see how far we can share it. I would love to do so because I'm doing the same thing, just passionately. I'm not doing one-on-ones. I'm just doing it like when I'm with people and I see, okay, they need that. Then I just help them to get back to their true essence and just feel this connection, this love, and this gratitude and this wholeness that we all are. Yeah, but this is what I do. And what I need right now, since my plans shifted to Portugal, I I don't know, maybe like someone who guides me a little bit in this way.
I have a feeling I would like to suggest that since you both are on this very similar path and very like, I have to say Sigitas has always been a very great mirror of recognizing the importance of stepping into an even more creative and playful role in our lives. And so my suggestion is that somehow, in some way, shape, or form, I know Sagita's just fixed his van and it's like available. No, not yet. Oh, okay. Well, as soon as you get it done, I think you guys need to make it happen, figure out something, and get together because I imagine there's some sort of a journey that you guys are going to create so that next time
Mm.
I'm in Europe, we can curate something really profound. And that's coming up in a few weeks. So you never know. Just a
Yeah,
suggestion, fellas.
well, I would
Yeah,
love to.
it sounds amazing. And one thing that comes I haven't shared, I also passionate about building rockets and crafting rockets. And I saw a vision when I went to Portugal last year and of the rocket where I parked my van. And at the moment is a standing pink rocket in the south of Portugal, Carolina. If you want to go and visit, it's there.
Yeah.
So there is a rocket on top of the mountain.
So cool.
It's nice to hear the frequency in your guys' voices. It's really nice. I can observe and hear it. So I think this is super amazing that everyone is coming together in a way that is able to support. And so I'm curious, is anyone feeling since the last few days the power of the moon? Who is feeling the full moon?
You have
yes,
a room filled with healers and sensitives. What do you think, Eric?
well, that's what I'd like. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear perspectives and what their
You
feelings are.
you literally managed to have two meetings and a bunch of sensitive, intuitive people in one room. So there you go.
Would you like to share first?
Well, the number one thing that happens to me is I can't sleep. So
What?
my daughter feels like sharing as well. Sorry. Honey. Sorry. She really wants to share with you guys. Say hello.
Hi.
Sorry. She's very funny. Sorry. Yeah, so I think for me, okay, 1 second, honey. Yeah, so she will be interrupting me now. But I just say for me, the moon usually I have a lot that I process that I need to let go. Like so all the fears, the blockades, everything comes out like at full force around the moon, especially depending on the moon, but we also pre-eclipse. So it's all at once, like coming in and then post UPW, pre-eclipse, full moon. So you get I think I'm getting all of it in terms of energy. But I was just gonna ask a question after, but I let other people answer. But I had a question, and so that I want to ask, but I can do it after if that's okay.
No, ask right now. Ask right
Yeah,
now.
I know. So I just find very interesting that you have a room filled, like a veto room filled with like sensitive, intuitive people, like or healers and all of that. But at the same time, you have also very successful people who've been doing business already. So number one is I think that you succeed in your journey, in your mission, Eric. Definitely changing a more human, heart-centered business words. But also I just find it would be interesting to learn from people because it's easy for me to do the healing thing, the working with inner child, working with now with the feminine, masculine energies, things like that to heal. But to do the business is a whole other thing, a whole other game. And even though it's been successful as my career, but building a business different. So I would love to learn from the guys and what the tips, advice, on the proactive things around, like for whoever's starting like me, who's doing the transition from being an employer to trying to create my own thing. What's the the key lessons that you learned, maybe things that can be valuable insights that that will help the ones like me in the group that are just starting off as well. So that was my question.
So one of the key things that I definitely would love to, I have a few suggestions, but one of the fundamentals is this curiosity. So I always get curious about, because ultimately to build a team, you have to drive what their needs are first. And so to create a common unity or a common mission or a shared purpose, it really is about driving energy that is benefiting everyone. And so if we as business owners only think of ourselves, we're actually never going to be an owner. We're always going to be an operator. And this is one of the key distinctions that it's really beautiful because what it is, it's building a community inside of a structure. And so Keith Cunningham talks about this a lot, is if you want to really create growth in any area of your life, you have to have a structure, which is the first key. You have to have leverage, which is the second. And the last key, the third key, is optics. And so when you have these three oriented focal points, you start to really create growth around you. And so everybody is able to serve in their level of focus alongside you moving forward. But I have to tell you, I've made so many mistakes to discover that. Like, so many. You know, Sagitas will be the first one here to say, how many mistakes has this guy learned from? He's observed me struggle.
I know. I'm just trying to reduce some of the mistakes I'll be making.
Right, which is
But
great.
you're learning, you know, so you guys share like already done these mistakes and I learned from that. So this is the lessons I learned. So it can help us, you know, in our own process. The time I know, try and error. I know.
And I think that this is the biggest component is when we really start to think of each other as owners and partners. There's infinite level of benevolence that comes through us because there's no competition anymore. You know, there's an opportunity. Ronald, you got to go? See you, brother. And I think that partnership is the most important way to grow. It creates a way of utilizing each other's wisdom, utilizing each other's skills, utilizing each other's strengths and weaknesses, and then having the authenticity of growing or getting curious about how I can actually fill the gap. So Peter talked about, you know, filling gaps. We fill gaps by being vulnerable, by saying, hey, I don't know, like, I'm curious, can you help me? You know, and this is the biggest thing that I believe that really sets a master apart from a beginner, is saying, hey, how can I figure this out or find a solution? And then going out there to ask the question. Go ahead, Carolina.
I would like to add something to that, actually. So,
Please.
in what I have seen is that what really helps as well when you start out is to get an absolute clarity of where you want to go, because somehow, I mean, we're in the energy group, right? I feel that a lot of people are completely out of resonance with what they want to do. And so they don't have the clarity of where you want to be in 5 or 10 years from now. And so obviously your brain is going to pre-select and your energy is going to pre-select. You're going to attract certain people that can help you, people that can support you with the goal you have set like 2 years from now. And which might not be on the fastest way to the 10-year goal. And so I feel that there's, for me, in starting a business, step number 1 would be get that absolute clarity what you want to do, what you want to have, dream big, then set a goal for yourself, and then take that goal and expand it 10 times and go beyond your wildest dreams, so that you and then dream about that, sit in that every day, so that you start generating that resonance, that vibration with the goal that you have set 10 years from now, so that you don't steer to the left and then to the right and then to the left again to get there. You have more a vibration that is going there sort of directly. As far as, you know, energy wise, you can speak of directly in the universe. So and having that clarity, part of that is, where do I want to be? How does my business fit in my life? How do I want to serve people? And a big part of that is also, who do I love to work with? And having clarity about, who is my dream client? Who do I want to wake up out of? Who do I want to come out of bed for in the morning? that you know, who am I excited to see I missed a call from, you know, things like that. And because those are the people that very obviously you vibe with, and so that allows you to allows your system, allows your energy, allows the universe, life, whatever you want to call it, to give you the right, to pre-select for you the right people and the right choices that you can make towards that 10-year goal.
Beautiful. Jin, go ahead, please.
Yeah, because everybody's mute, so I just want to be quiet. But you know what Carolina reminded me of? Today I was reading a story about this guy from Switzerland. He already passed away, but he wrote a book. He went to, he's a Swiss guy from Switzerland. He went to Thailand, become a monk for over 10 years. And then after that, he wrote a book, and he was like spreading love and energy to people. And there's one thing that what Carolina said reminds me. He said, we need to leave some space for miracles. It's not exactly what you mean, but it reminds me of something. It's like, we cannot plan everything. Like I can share a little bit. I want to share a little bit of my story. Like,
yes,
because you can see I'm Asia. I was born in China. I spent most of my time in Hong Kong. So 10 years ago, I was in Hong Kong. I was doing my postdoctoral research in university, which I absolutely hate. I didn't know what I want. I didn't know the whole the world outside university, outside, you know, I don't know nothing about business, and I didn't know anything. But I do know that I like certain feelings. Like I like the feeling when I'm exposed to something new. I like the feelings when I'm hanging out with some people who have good energy. I like the feeling when I'm traveling, exposed to different culture, and to meet people who are really either energetic or ambitious or anything. So by the time I didn't know what I want, but as Karina said, reminds me, like we know what feeling we want. Like even we don't really have the clear vision about what we really want. And like thinking 10 years ago, like I don't really have a clue like what a life will be, but I do know what feeling I want to have in my life. So that sentence, the guy said, we leave space for miracles, is what Eric also mentioned. Like it's my life philosophy is surrendering to, you know, whatever is happening. We don't over planning everything. We could choose, you know, from A to B. We know the group, like this group I love to hang out with, because I can feel my heart is pounding, like I can feel I'm energized. Even though people are not talking, I still feel like the love and energy in the air. And then I surrender to the group meeting. I surrender to, you know, the opportunities to meet up, to talk. But that's also something I really want to share today, is like of course, we want to take control of everything. We want to have a clear vision of things. But that's one thing about grace, is we leave space for grace to happen to us. We cannot be, our imagination sometimes is limited. You know, for me, even 5 years ago, I wouldn't imagine living in Paris. I moved to Paris 3 years ago. Like at the time, I was like super ambitious. Like, you know, as how we raised up Asian, like we're always A plus. B is like you know, below average. And so like for me at the time, I wouldn't say, oh, I want to, you know, enjoy my life in Paris because blah blah blah. That would be not possible. But things happens, and you just take it, you surrender to it, and it turns out it's one of the best gifts I ever received. But I would never in my whole life having the ability to plan it, or having the clear vision about how I can, you know, design this life, because that's outside my ability. But I totally agree with Karina about, you have how you want to feel, how you want to, as a vision. But I think that feeling is enough. That's what Neville Goddard said, like feeling is the secret. You only need to have the feeling, and your feeling, your vibration will attract whatever serves the best for you. That's something I want to share. And we all leave space for miracles.
I agree. I don't ever think it's ever about the how. In fact, it's never about the how. It's always about who, and allowing that unique experience of trusting in our feelings. I always say if we follow the feeling, everything will come to life. Anyone else want to share?
I just realized that the original question was about the moon, wasn't it?
Okay. But by the
am
way,
I affected by the moon? Yes.
This is.
I'm a healer. I get charged up. So if anybody wants to take some of this energy off my hands, I'd be happy to share it because it makes me not sleep.
We're already receiving it.
Tomorrow.
Mhm.
Alex, you look like you want to share something.
Yes. I have a question to that, because I was just like the last 2 years, maybe following the two paths, maybe just surrendering and trusting. And like the last year was just, okay, I'm going to trust and really just let life happen. And I had so many beautiful experiences. So like I'm blessed just by these amazing things that happened. And then there's this goal setting. Like have this 5-year plan, vision, 10-year. And I find it hard for myself to say, like, to define, okay, in 2 years I want to be there, in 10 years there, or 5 years there. Maybe you can help me with this one. Or I don't know, I think I should do it. It wouldn't be bad. Otherwise, life is amazing, but maybe I should design, okay, in which way life would go. Like, this is just the conflict I have in my head, probably. Maybe some of you know. Yeah, so this is where I need help with.
Yeah, I think the focal point is understanding what your outcome is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, visualizing. So one of these key things is like I've done in my past many times is I've painted or created. See you. And feel free if anybody else needs to go. But one of the things that I've done for me, and it's been really integral component of my experience, Steve's, is really creating a vision board or like a picture or a painting of something that is really meaningful to me. And so it's so fascinating because I think I shared it. I wish it's not here, but I remember sharing it like weeks ago or months ago and even years ago. And people looked at it and they're like, Eric, see you, brother. It's amazing to meet you. I hope to see you soon. Eric, all of the things that you have on that are not material. They're all experiences. And I was like, yeah, because that's what's most important. That's the real like spice of life, right? And everything else, is just stuff. And it was so fascinating because I looked at that a couple weeks ago and I was like, wow, I literally have created all of these experiences in my life already. And this to me, it was such an important outcome, is the experience. Because Tony says this, and it's really profound for me, is a belief, is a feeling of absolute certainty. But once it's an experience, it's who you become. And this creates so much fucking certainty in every environment that there is nothing that nothing can stop you, and you attract as a result of those experiences everything that you want to create, make happen. So it's interesting because what society had dictated or thought that needed to be dictated, that was, hey, something outside of us is what's going to create true meaning. It's actually the feeling of the experience that's what's going to create absolute certainty in every environment, because it's who you become in that process that changes the nature of culture, of certainty of the people around you. And so this, to me, was such an important outcome, because as a result, I wanted to be able to walk into environments and say, no, let's make this better. Let's have it more fun. Let's make sure this person feels safe. Make sure this environment, make sure that is the level of integrity that starts to cultivate. If we can leave a relationship, a person, a place, an environment, our lives behind better than when we found it, that is the outstanding fucking standard that we're here to cultivate in this planet. And so we leave the playground, planet Earth, our home, better than we found it, so that the next generation looks at us and says, wow, these people, our family, our forefathers, our grandfathers, they fucking stepped up. And that's what inspires me.
Yes. Wow.
So, Alex, if I understand, you kind of living in the flow and you have no plan, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, and why do you want to have a plan? Like, why, like, do you feel it's gonna give, what is it gonna give you?
I mean, well, first of all, I believe that knowing where you want to go, I think, I don't remember who said this, but having absolute clarity of your outcome. Also, Tony said this, and like many other books, it's like the first step to do. Just know what you want. And this thing is just missing right now. I mean, I want a beautiful life. I want, just be a role model for this world. But it's like not that clear, you know?
But maybe you already are, and that's what is the difficult part to see. You know, like maybe you already are who you want to become. Just like pay attention more to where you are. Like somehow it feels to share that.
How do you want to be a role model, or in what sense, or in what manner?
Well, just 1 second. Okay. Well, I had like this vision, just like, I think we're in the spiritual room right now, so I can share this. But just being a saint and like going on this path, you know, just living from that. So I think that's why it's very easy for me to inspire people around me, just to bring them into their true essence. It's like every day somebody's coming to me and telling me, hey, you're glowing, every single day. And it's just beautiful to do so. But I want to have it like if I have this gift, then I have to share. I think I have the responsibility to share this one.
And then the follow-up question for that is, what might help you with your vision and clarity of mind is, at what scale do you want to share?
That's true. Very good question.
Do you want to scale as massive as possible? Is the way you share constantly in small groups, one-on-one, big rooms, online, in person?
Great question.
Mm.
And what is the action step? Because I think that's also one of the key things. It's not necessarily, remember, it's not necessarily what we say that matters, it's what we do that matters. So meaning that how we show up, like I choose to learn from the ones that do, not the versus the very many that talk, right? So a lot of people will talk about it. And this is my biggest distinction that I've always learned is like a lot of people talk about it. There's very few that go out there into the darkness and do, right? Because I personally, this is my perspective, that the more light that we create, the more responsibility we have to walk back into the darkness to create more light.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of people that are stuck in the dark, right? So to me, this is something that is very important. And so it's like, I'm going to go walk that path, even if it's very, very difficult, because a lot of people will talk about it, but it's again, it's like, it's for me, it's super integral to go that way. Again, this is my perspective.
Mm.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
It's Alex, right? Is it Alex?
Yes. Yes.
It's just when okay, so the question that popped up to me for you was, if you close your eyes and then connect with yourself, like really go inwards and be, for a scale 0 to 10, 10 being very aligned, how do you really feel? How aligned do you feel you are with yourself? Truly, like.
Like an 8.
8.
Well,
And what do you think?
depends. Sometimes 10 more, sometimes 2, but right now like 9.
So when you think about your path and where you want to go, and then you go inwards again, what is the number that shows up?
Well, it gets big. Like, I don't know. It's like there's no number. It's just like getting big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you feel fully aligned with your journey?
Well, with this one that I shared, yes. Yes.
Okay, so that's the most important thing, right? So you fully align with it. So when you fully align, do you feel you have a strong why that will
What?
keep you going no matter what? A strong why. Your why for doing this or for following this.
It's like I get to do it. It's I don't know.
Well, so I think there's a very important question, because your why, it's like what brought you here, right? What brought you here, and then what brought you here is not going to get you where you want to get, right? So you need to have a strong why that will get you through the path. It will get through all the challenge. It's going to be, because you feel like right now we're in a safe room, in a safe environment, and there's a lot of healers here and you're full of energy. That's why it's so big for you, right? But when you're in the real world by yourself, trying to figure it out, trying to see a way through this, and then all your inner little imposter syndrome or sabotage or fear of success, fear of being seen, all of those can creep in, right? Here it's a safe environment, so you feel fully aligned. So you need to really know what is your why. Why are you doing this? I think you alluded to it a few times, but it's important that you always have the answer and you're sure of it, because that is going to get you through the path.
Mm-hmm.
So even today, I was looking through some of the things I was doing, and it's not about, like, we all want to get to B, right? We all want to get somewhere. But if you put on the map, if you go to Google Maps, whatever, and you put a destination, it will ask you, where are you now? From where, right? So it goes from A to B, but you need to know where you are and where you want to be. But I mean, the map is there, but how many times Google Map failed you and send you through these really crazy roads? So it's not guaranteed, right? It's not guaranteed, but and how many times you just follow it and you just trust it for sure that Google Maps was really leading the way, and maybe it wasn't, you know. So this is what the ladies were talking about leaving room for magic, not controlling the journey as such and trusting through, but having a destination in mind. So what's the vision for yourself and for your life is important, but be very realistic where you are, because then you know where you want, you know how to get there, and then the path will unfold. I think it's the idea. But it's just, I could feel that you have some moments of very certainty within yourself, but some moments of, you know, that you were not so strong aligned. And I think that's why I just felt like it's strong to ask you. So if you work on that, you know, it will really help as well. So I'm talking by own experience as well, not just for what I learned, but own experience. Because the guys 2 days ago, we were talking, right, Eric? And I was talking here, and I was just saying, like, you know, I'm deciding, like, life seems to be pushing me one way. I'm still deciding. And, you know, so this morning, like, I connected with one of participants, you know, in UPW, and we just connected. And she invited me to be a guest speaker in her program. And I'm going to speak about, I was going to speak about imposter syndrome, because I think it's very important to address that. But she asked me to talk about healing the female wound, you know, and, you know, and I do hope that I get to practice with some of you guys, but not necessarily the female, but they also have the masculine wound, right? And, you know, but it seems that for now that this direction is doing it, it's leading me too. So I'm like trusting. I'm trying not to control. Say, I know I want to make a change. I want to make a change. This is my why. I feel like we need a more human-centered human beings, and, you know, and living, and we don't have to suffer so much. And I know my purpose to bring light. So this is my why. You know, I know this is my why. I'm here to support people in their journey of awakening. So this is my why. So how I'm going to get there, I have no idea. But, you know, I'm here. I think I'm in the right place, right? I'm in the right place. And the universe brought me to this group. And funny enough, Eric's energy brought me to this group, because this is how we met, right, Eric? So, like, Eric's energy was as big as the arena. So, and I was upstairs crewing, but all I could see was Eric downstairs. His energy. So, and I approached him, you know, to compliment him in that, because, you know, it's not often you see men fully aligned in that way. So Alex, you're in a great group, and you have a great example with Eric, because, you know, you can fully align and, you know, on inner power, and on your why, and on your purpose. So it's a great example for all of us. So anyway, so I hope this helps, and because it helped me anyway as well. So
Thank you so much for everything right now. I was taking notes. Meanwhile, so if I got it clear, like from everything right now, it's just like this why is so important, that pushes me, that drives me, that just keeps me forward. And was what you said, Eric, just going to this darkness and this unknown, and just be willing to go this path. This is like the difference between just talking about it and doing it. And as a leader, you have to do it, otherwise people cannot follow you. Like there's no way I would follow somebody who's just talking. So we want, at least I do want to go as an example. I still have like this thing, like I have to know what I want, right? Because like the other thing is just, it's just like so unclear to me, where it's just
so I'm gonna ask a personal question.
Yeah, sure.
When you're a small boy, were you able to express fully to your father, especially, what exactly you wanted or needed?
No, I mean, when he started to express, I was not expressing anything, like to nobody. So
there you go. There's your answer. That's why you can't move forward, because you create a blockage because of the emotional trauma from your childhood. So
What are you, Alex? How young are you?
so
how
anyway, so but I think now you bring to light and you have awareness, and then you can work on it and heal it.
Mhm.
And you can heal your heart because it can feel it.
Thank you. Yeah. I feel like that's enough for me right now. I have everything that I can do. Yeah.
I would like to just like what comes to me to share with you, Alex, just one goal at a time, bro.
I love you guys.
Like prepare for the mission to go for Compostela, and then you're gonna have a lot of answers on the way. Yeah, like don't push yourself, man. You entering, it seems like a spiritual, some kind of space, like there's deep in service, and you want to know, you just simply can't. Yeah.
I was getting goosebumps right now, so yeah. Ah, thank you.
Jin,
I
you
love
want to
this
say
group.
something? Jin,
Yeah,
you want
like
to say something?
Alex looks super young. Are you in your 20s?
24, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of my 20s. Like I think in everybody's 20s, like we didn't know what we want, but that one thing, like my biggest takeaway from Tony Robbins event is like a massive action. Sometimes you think like actions maybe make wrong moves. Like I was like having this concern all the time, like all my peers. I still remember because my 20s, I'm miserable, most miserable time. Like you think like people think like being young is advantage, but you know how miserable inside. Like I know at the time, I feel like I was so confused. Like I didn't want to go to the path that I saw my parents and other elder relatives being through. I want to have a new path, but I didn't know how. I think that's so normal, and but that's advantage to take when you're in 20s, like because you can make massive mistakes, but nothing's mistake because they are experiences. I would say when I was like later 20, I'm already past 20. So when I was later 20, I would say, oh, I'd rather choose financial major at the beginning instead of spending my 10 years in engineering major, like having a PhD, which I don't use. Then, but thinking back after past 30, thinking back, that was a great experience. And that proves I didn't like it, but I can still do good. That proves like, it's all the different people I hang out, which is quite totally different group of people. And it seems like I spent 10 years in some professional area, which I didn't use at all, but nothing is a waste. I study astrology as well, like I'm an astrologist, and all the different type of like Chinese astrology, traditional way, modern way. There's a theory in spiritual as well. Maybe everybody's familiar with, like we already wrote our life story before we were born. So we're just here to experience it. So no matter what you're feeling right now, like whatever you want to do, if you're hard feeling something, like you just do it because it's already written. Like you just need to enjoy it because you wrote your own story. Like we all wrote our own story. Like our soul here to experience different things. And that's what the Siktas told you, like don't be harsh on yourself, because I still can remember like how harsh I was. Like I was crying at middle of night, being very good student, but I totally hated what I was doing. And it's just normal. Like but I have to enjoy it. Like the time you can make tons of different detours, try this and try that, and by trying you don't like that. Because if you don't try, you don't know you don't like it. You have to try, like dating, right? You have to date different people and knowing who you like to hang out with. Yeah, but I love like you're so lucky because I didn't have this spiritual group, like people I can learn from when I was in 20s. Like I totally was alone, and I couldn't learn from my parents because they were living a very traditional life, having a job, and my professors, they're just like having the job forever. But like, you should be feeling lucky and happy, and you're just having so many opportunities ahead from you, and you can do whatever you want, but just like do things. Just try whatever your heart's telling you to try, and enjoy life. Like, you don't have to put that pressure on you.
There is no try, just do.
Just do.
Try things. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah.
Just do it. That's a great saying by Nike.
Jean, I love how you reinterpret your experience. We call this in family constellation reinterpretation, so of your story. That's how you heal, basically. And you see the very positive way why you did, and it's amazing. It's really nice to see that. Yeah.
like
even if you didn't know you're doing it, that's why you're doing it.
But yeah, I really love it. Like, I think we are having like such a great life. In Chinese Buddhism, being human is a bless already. Having this human life is, we're blessed already. And then we have the opportunity to go to UPW, meet people. We're so lucky already. You just need to embrace the lucky and trust that you're already blessed. So whatever happened to you in the future, whatever you're doing, whatever you are doing, like, you have all the things already perfectly unfolding for you. You just need to experience it. Just
I'm
enjoy.
Definitely a doer.
Enjoy. Yeah,
I'm definitely a doer. I would say, it's very interesting. Like but just to explain, like, how you end up on jobs or professions that you really hate, but one of the orders of life is, is a family constellation. Looking at that, it's one of the biggest laws that we follow is the order of belonging, the need to belong, right? And the primary need to belong to our parents, right? To our parent figure, right? So you will see people that will copy their parents, or they will go the extremely opposite, but they create the same emotion in the end, right? They can only get angry and hurt if they really love. Basically, you say, I really hate my parents because they're controlling, they hit me, or they're abusive, whatever. But you still hold on to that anger because there's so much love inside, and all you want to do is just be loved, right? And then because we belong, we end up like following paths that we feel like our parents will be proud of us. Or it's one of the guys there, I think it was Eve, who said so clearly, he said, oh, my grandfather desire was to do this, but my father didn't follow the path, but I did it. But then he said eventually he changed, right? So very classical, that how we want to belong to our lineage, to our ancestors, to our parents. And we end up recreating, even in different circumstances, we recreate the same emotions that our parents, because we honoring them. So we most of the time honor them in their pain, and then, or in their limitations, so how many of us heard, oh, nothing comes easy, or you're only going to be successful if you finish a university degree. And it cannot be, like in my country, it cannot be anything. It has to be medicine or law, right? Anything else, it's engineering, maybe. But, anything else, not so great, So there's like these limiting beliefs that they push on us, right? And then for us to follow through, it's like we end up not realizing, we end up in shitty relationships just as our parents, or people end up having alcoholism just like their parents, or something like this, or I've seen the extremely opposite as well, but the emotions are the same, because we honor it, and it's like, I cannot be better or happier than my mom or my dad was, because then I'm being selfish and I will not belong to them, so then we end up going on this journey and path, so yes, we have a life written, but God gave us our free will for a reason, it's like, so I think that there is it's like this, if you make this choice, there's the different paths that our book is written with different depending on how you choose. I think the end goal will get there it's just how we get there. It depends on also on our own free will. But as you know, as you said, you know, I'm very, like, I think I'm all very grateful that I found this path and this journey, and grateful to meet other people that way, because then we have the chance to break those patterns. We have the chance to break all those old cycles of pain and hurt and control, and, you know, and bring the light, you know. And as I was saying to Eric, I find very interesting he named Lighthouse the group, because I always say the light workers are, you know, for us, we have sometimes challenging lives, but that's so we can stay humble and we appreciate and we can be compassionate to people as well. You know, easy life doesn't make strong people. That's like, hardly, right? But what I say is, like, we are like lighthouses. So we shouldn't be afraid of the dark, because we shine in the dark. We are the light. And when we remember we are the light, we are the lighthouses for all these other people, the boats, you know, so they don't crash. And, you know, I think then it helps us through the process well. Whenever it gets super dark, remember you are the light and you are the lighthouse. So that's
one thing.
I think,
One thing I just wanted to finalize, because we got to go right away, but thank you for all of this. One thing I just want to emphasize is our autonomy or our sovereignty. Once we are able to be fully connected, there is full infinite possibility. So that means that there is nothing that anyone can limit us to, as long as we follow our heart's wisdom. So the essence of our creator comes through each and every single one of us. And when we recognize our heart's intelligence, everyone and everything becomes a mirror of our own abilities to see, reflect, or project what we have inside of us. It's an internal journey. It always has been. So the combination of free will as well as it being written is allowing the heart's intention that cultivates the essence of our creative intelligence or our creator's intelligence coming through us is what brings us together. So the reason of following our heart is a must, not a should, it's a must. And that must is what's going to allow us to cultivate even more certainty in the planet, in the cosmos, and everything that we do. And so my invitation to all of us regularly, all the time, is to make sure that the thing that we do is to follow what our heart's wisdom tells us. Not even our egoic vehicle, because the vehicle is a blessing, but the vehicle is a tool. When we follow the intentionality of what's coming through our heart's intelligence, we're listening to our creator. And so that is the reason. And from that, the answers will always show up. So I finalized that, but I just wanted to emphasize, because it's super important. That is autonomy. That is sovereignty. That is certainty. I love you all. And I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. You're such blessings, all of you.
Much love.
Great day.
I have still one thing.
Yeah.
Alex,
I have to go. I have another meeting right now with a
Alex,
private equity.
If you could please share your lessons of this
Oh,
week.
yes.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes,
Great.
in the chat, right?
In the chat,
Okay.
in the WhatsApp group. Please.
I will.
The biggest
I'm very curious.
Much love, guys.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Ciao.
Ciao.